friends, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Fort Worth Roots. You can get Fort Worth Roots on all of your favorite streaming services. Just look for Fort Worth Roots. That's Pandora, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. There are also videos associated with these episodes on YouTube. This episode was filmed out at McFly's Pub, a 1980s Back to the Future themed bar. We do this every Tuesday. We put an audience microphone out so you guys can get involved in the action. We provide you guys with hot pizza, drink specials, and a lot of fun. We bring up a new guest every week. It starts at 5 o'clock at McFly's Pub every Tuesday, and we love for you to come out. Come out and hang with us. Next week, we got Creedle back. It's a cover band that it's in the name. Bands like Creed, Nickelback. It sounds like something you wouldn't expect, but it's a lot of fun. These guys are incredible, and they draw a huge crowd. So come hang with us next Tuesday, 5 o'clock out at McFly's for Creedleback. This week, we had a special guest, and I met this gentleman for the first time out at Pouring Glory, rest in peace. And we were doing a open mic night with Denver Williams. And he was a great guy. Was really wanting to get into some kind of recording with him. And we finally got it taken care of this last Tuesday out at McFly's. That's enough talking out of me, folks. You can find our friend at official Bronson Louis on Instagram. Give it up for our new friend, Mr. Bronson Louis. And let's start the show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. This is Fort Worth Roots at McFly's on Tuesday night. Let's give a big round of applause for Bronson Louis.
Thank you.
Get loud, get loud. Thank y'all so much for being here. We do this every Tuesday night. Our homie Dan, the owner at McFly's, was nice enough to let us do this for you. He's the one that gave us the money to buy you pizza from Italiano's. And you guys, I've got business cards and menus laid out all over the place. It's a great little Italian restaurant right down the street here in River Oaks, Texas. If you'd like to follow us, we've got our counter out tonight. Fort Worth Roots, been around for 5 years. We've won Best Podcast in Fort Worth 4 times in a row, and I'm a full-time podcaster. I left my job back in October so that I could hang out with badass people like you. So thank y'all again for being here. Give yourself a round of applause.
Give yourself a round of applause. 5 years. Holy smokes. There you go.
Yeah, man. We're just trying all sorts of interesting things, and I just kind of, you're always improving your foxhole, man. Mm-hmm. You know, we're not there yet. I feel like there's a lot of things we can improve on, including that buzz in the background. Does anybody else hear that?
I hear that too. I might have to turn off the PA here in a second just to do it.
Can you? Okay. Destiny's got it. Awesome.
Yeah. She knows what she's doing.
Bronson.
Yes.
What's up, dude?
This is it.
First time I met you was at a open mic we were throwing with Denver Williams out at Pouring Glory.
It was.
And that must have been a year ago, right?
It has been. I mean, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear the latest on that place?
I have not.
It's about to get reopened by some patrons that frequented Pouring Glory.
Okay.
And they're going to reopen that place.
Nice.
And make it awesome again. Make it more cooler.
I'm glad to see that these places are opening back up again, that someone's taking the initiative to see the need for it, and they saw that people were interested in this kind of stuff, and they were there for their patrons, the music, just overall, just the greater good of Fort Worth. And they're like, you know what? We need it back. And it's coming back now with everything. Like you see it, how live music venues shut down, but they open back up again.
You're talking about the Post.
I'm talking about the Post.
Yeah, shout out Brooke. That's a rad little spot, man.
Yeah, it was a listening room. I mean, I used to play there when it was the Bourbon and Shine. It's still a listening room environment. And we said to ourselves, it's like, this would be the perfect spot for listening room. And guess what? It is. It's turned into that now.
100%. Uh-huh. And I caught a show there, was it last Friday night? It was Claire Hinkle, and I can't remember who opened for her. Shame on me, but such a great group of people. I mean, Fort Worth really turns out for live music.
Yeah.
At certain locations.
This is
sometimes.
This is going to be the hub. So another shout out here. Fort Worth does these little mixer events.
Oh yeah,
and we went.
Tom Martin's.
Yeah, Tom's great.
He's got one going right down the street right now.
Yeah, and I see it's like they had to do it on the night of this.
I know, dude. And I last time I talked to Tom, I'm like, so I'm so sorry, man. Every time you're doing one of these, I'm doing one of my things.
Right,
so.
I see that. But they had a mixer. And this one happened to be a little bit different. It was at Billy Bob's, and we showed up there. We were talking with a lady. Her name's Avon, but it's Andrea Von something. I can't remember the rest of her name. I apologize for that if I can't remember. But it was them telling us that Taylor Sheridan, he does all the big shows.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Who?
I mean, who's Taylor Sheridan?
Taylor Sheridan?
You don't know who Taylor Sheridan is? In any case, he comes to Fort Worth. He's looking for Texas artists rather than Nashville artists because of our sound and what we're doing. Like Fort Worth,
good for him, man.
DFW is a hub for it now, and so what greater place to be than here? To do music. And some people think it might be a little bit different, saturated, whatever the case is. We're all doing something different. What I sing about is not going to be the same thing that somebody else is going to sing about, vice versa.
Amen. Yeah. Hey, Jacob. Is there any way to turn this thing off? We've got some crazy buzzing going on in the background. The speakers. No way to turn those off? It'd be awesome if we could. I'm sorry. I know I'm being super prima donna. I just think it's ruining my life right now. Thank you.
Maybe it's just...
Look at that.
There it is.
We got it. I'm sorry. I made you walk all the way over here. Thank you, Jacob. Appreciate it. Oh, it's okay. It's
Back to our normal
programming. It was driving me insane. I'm sorry. Did you see that look he was giving me? My God. Glad he can't hear us now.
He's like, wait.
We're not talking about you.
No. You're talking about me?
That's my boy right there.
I'm good for now.
Every Tuesday night. He's always got us covered. So what's let's dial it back. Let's get into your history just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because people want to know. It's a podcast.
Oh, my history.
Where are you from, man? Where are you from originally?
It's okay. I'm going to admit it. I was born in California.
That's okay.
Okay. But I'm not part of the mass exodus of Californians that are coming here and doing what they're doing by coming here. I've been living here since I was about 10 years old. And so I do claim Fort Worth as my home. I grew up here. My adult lives, my learning experiences have been here, right in Fort Worth, just north of Fort Worth in the Saginaw area of Fort Worth. The Eagle Mountain area. Shout out to all the boat club people and the Boswell High graduates out there.
It's a crazy, weird group of folks out there, those boat people.
Right.
I got to say this real quick, man. I'm also not from Fort Worth. I've been here for about 15 years, but there's something to be said about somebody that's traveled the world, been to all sorts of places, and decided that Fort Worth was their home. So, good for you.
Yeah.
And I got nothing against these Californians coming in here. I understand why somebody might be like, don't you California my Texas. And I agree with that 100%. But these folks that are coming here from California, they're here for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
They got tired of that bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
So here they are. They're our neighbors. They're our friends. And I'm glad you're here, Bronson.
We have a shout out to another great friend. He came out here from the other side of the country. He's from New Jersey. And
I don't know about them folk.
Well, he escaped out here and living the life. It's as close to the American dream that they can actually get.
Yeah.
The closest you can still get is right here in Texas. It feels like, and it's not bashing anybody else either. But I mean, you do come here. I mean, we have it all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's here. So
that's right. And it's changed over the last, I want to say, just even 10 years. Because if you wanted to see a live show, if you wanted to go to a big event, see a large name comedian, whatever, you had to go to at least Grand Prairie, if not Dallas, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to do that anymore. We got Dickey's Arena. We got lots of venues around town, primarily Dickey's Arena. That really opened up some big acts for us. And that, for me, was the only reason to really leave Fort Worth. And now that we have Dickey's and all these other badass venues, you are never going to catch me in Dallas.
No.
I won't go past Grand Prairie.
Well, the traffic
Not even for money.
The traffic there was bad, but now it's getting worse here too.
Oh, yeah.
Because of that.
So their highways are really bad in Dallas, but me and Jacob a minute ago were talking about like Bonds Ranch Road. Everybody knows about Bonds Ranch. You stay the hell away from Bonds Ranch.
Yeah. We're in that neck of the woods.
We've got a lot of roadways like that. They just keep developing, and they're not expanding the roadways. At least not fast enough to clear the congestion, right?
No, not fast enough. It should be faster.
So you grew up around all those boat people up there in Eagle Mountain area.
I am a boat person. I am a Boswell pioneer.
Do you got a slip?
Was that?
Do you have a slip out there?
I don't have a slip.
Okay.
I'm not a boat person, an owner. I don't own a boat, but you grew up off a boat club road, yes, in that area. So.
Did you go to a bunch of tie-ups?
Not as many as you'd think. I'm a big fisherman. I like the kayak. That's the boat I have. I have a kayak.
Yeah. Is it a Hobie?
It's not a Hobie.
Okay, you're not a millionaire. Got
It's
it.
almost. It's almost a Hobie, but it's not a Hobie. Actually, it's collecting dust right now. What it is, it's sitting around.
Well, you get busy, man. I broke my leg. I had a lady slam on her brakes. I was going down River Oaks Boulevard, right in front of that Walmart, and this lady in a Prius locked up her brakes, and I slid the motorcycle underneath it, and I broke my leg. But anyway, all that to say, my rehab was my kayak, and I got out there in the beautiful waters of Lake Worth.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You visit Goat Island out there?
Oh, yeah. So my thing was I would launch from Carswell, and I would go all the way from their beach out to Goat Island, and it depended on how aggressive I was feeling. I'd either go there and come back, or I'd go around it and come back.
Oh, okay.
That's like a 4.5 hour trip in an 8.5 foot Coleman kayak.
Yeah, there you go. My gosh.
But it got me back in shape, you know? And
yeah, for me, it was like COVID and stuff. Everybody was out for COVID, and nobody was going out places. So we were traveling. We were going to places like Oklahoma, and of course, staying at home. My personal favorite is Marine Creek. I live right in the Marine Creek area. So I was going there and catching fish like every other day or so. And so what made it perfect for me, I can go out there in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, waking up there right before the crack of dawn's out, be able to fish for a few hours and then make it back home and then still have the rest of the day. It felt like 3 days in one sometimes when I was out there. But it gives me some time, honestly. It's just to kind of disconnect and just worry about what you're feeling out there in the water and you're fishing. And then, of course, going and paddling and just enjoying nature itself and just exercising. It was a way just to kind of reflect and, disconnect from what was going on in the world during the time in the first place.
How long of a kayak do you have? You got a 12-footer?
It's a 10.5.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would love a 12-footer, but I just can't fit it in the back of my truck. Yeah.
That's what I was trying to figure out. You said it's collecting dust. I wonder where you stuck that thing.
It's in a friend's garage right now. I need to pull it out. So one of these days. So
that's the thing. If you're not using it, man, it's such a pain in the ass. I had an apartment at the time, and I kept that thing. The reason I had an 8.5 footer wasn't because of economics. It was because I didn't have anywhere to put it. Mm-hmm. So you could stand that thing almost upright in the apartment in the corner. Yeah. And that's where it stayed, right there in my dining room.
I mean, it's some wall art at that case. You can just sit there and look at it when you come in.
Yeah. Nobody ever came over to my apartment. Whenever I moved to the area initially, I thought, there's not a bad spot. I was actually in Arlington when I first moved here. Okay. And the apartments, I was paying $650 a month for an apartment. And at the time, this is like 2009, 2010. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, oh, this is nice. $650 a month? Yeah. Because the nice apartments in Abilene, Texas were like, $400 a month. And so I'm thinking I'm in a nice area. Mm-hmm. Then my Harley got stolen. And the next day, I found a notice on my door from the Arlington Police Department saying, hey, just a heads up, the lady next door to you was murdered last night. Oh, gosh. If you have any information, please let the police department know. And I'm like, oh, I am not in a good neighborhood. Nope.
It's like might be looking at relocating.
For sure. For that. So coming out of the boat club area, you're out of high school now. What did you pursue? Were you just straight into music, or did you go to college? You get yourself a job? What'd you do?
I've worn some hats. I mean, was in the fire academy right there at TCC, the Northwest campus. Okay. And went through that and the fire degree program. I've always thought that being an EMT, I had my EMT certification, and doing public service work was where it was going to be at. And honestly, just started having kids at a younger age, and it was a little bit of different circumstance. I needed to make some money, and we couldn't just afford, being a volunteer firefighter anymore, and got a job working with my father-in-law with a railroad company, a railroad contractor, and started working with them. Did that for many years, and then went off to do what I just came off of, was working for another, I guess, hard blue-collar job as a lineman for AT&T, doing fiber optic cable and climbing poles and doing all that stuff.
That's dangerous work.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. Yeah. So it could be as dangerous as you want it to be as well, but luckily I didn't have any major injuries. Yeah. But I did have a back injury, and this is what put me out for a little bit and just kind of reanalyzed where I was and just how people were being, and it's, again, I hate to say it, but it's just where I was going to go in the company. And just kind of found out that I've been here for this many years, and there's no way up, and they're not allowing it. What am I going to do for myself to just be a little bit happier?
Right.
And so went in and looked at my wife and the family and started doing some open mics and getting this music thing behind me. And again, I'm fresh. I'm one of the fresh guys here in this business. Started only doing this maybe over just 2 years ago, and made it full time as of just last year to start doing music.
Outstanding!
Full-time.
Round of applause, guys. That's amazing.
So thank you.
I'll clap for you. Yeah.
Everyone's like, no, you belong in this.
Everybody had a piece of pizza in their hands. That's what it was.
And so, no, I think so that was something I figured out later on, and I think everybody's just kind of figure it out is like your why, like what's your purpose, or what are we supposed to do. And I think mine was figuring out that just letting others know that you can be happy in doing what you do, and make have a life from it or a living off of it. It might not be you're driving a brand new Mercedes every year or anything else. Musicians will know that there's not a lot of money in this at all, but being fulfilled every day, and don't get me wrong, it is a lot of hard work too. I'm more stressed out doing what I do now than when I was working with AT&T.
Well, because all of the stress is on your shoulders now.
It is.
I mean, if you don't get paid today, that's on you. Right?
You're a small business, and you
Absolutely.
we all, like anybody who owns your own business or does this for a living is going to understand. Yeah, it's either not really feast or famine, but it is what you put in. Mm-hmm. And so,
this is my second time out on my own. I had a business before, shut that thing down, and went back to work for somebody. Mm-hmm. And whenever I moved into this in October for full time, I knew without a doubt that it was going to be more work, more stress.
Right.
It's going to take it out of me. But if you've ever worked for yourself, it is a monster to go back to work for somebody else.
Oh,
you know
I
what I
believe
mean?
it. Yeah.
And so that bug, I think for most people, just kind of remains in the back of your head. And every time you get that check, it feels good because you got something stable.
Oh, yeah.
But it also kind of steals part of your soul.
It does. And there's days I think about, it could be easier, and we could go back to that, and I could know what I'm making every single month, or every single couple of weeks of the month. And but being able to have the opportunity to do what I do and take my kids along with that journey as well, and rest of us, the family, is just making it. That's a little bit more worth it, in my opinion, than the security, I guess, of knowing that I'm leaving for 10, 12 hours every single day.
Yeah.
Don't know where I'm going to be at or how I'm going to get home. So
you've had a lot of luck contacting places and setting up work for yourself, just doing open mics. That's been your bread and butter?
No, I don't host open mics. I did for a little bit. Were you talking about just playing open mics? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Well, just to kind of understand what you're doing as far as music and making that your business now.
Right.
What's the main thing that you're doing to generate some revenue for yourself?
Oh, we play shows, play gigs, we travel places. I have that freedom to travel more since I'm not locked down with a 9-to-5 kind of deal. So
you find yourself playing out of Fort Worth quite a bit?
Quite often, yeah. And it's what I'm trying to say, the reception is much greater being out of my own hometown. Mm-hmm. It's strange. Like, I know so many people there. I've met so many musicians, and we're all doing, we're all doing different things, and we're supporting each other, or, we're, most of us are kind of deal, and we are out there to help each other out. But it's strange. You go out of this territory, and in these smaller towns, I guess they don't have as many. It's not as
saturated.
As congested or saturated. And so they hear a musician, they hear my original works, and they hear a cover tune that they like, and you happen to nail it, and they really do appreciate that, and they start listening, give you a follow, and want to support your your journey, your story with all that. So that's what we do. We play music, and my wife's also doing her little a podcast radio show. And
give that thing a shout out.
Yeah, this is banded together through music and through the community. She used to work for herself as well. She was always a kind of a small business owner and helping out charities with just other 501c3s with what she did back in the day with Texas Dolls Quarter Auctions. And so she found a way to get her voice back out there and do some good things for what I'm doing now, relevance with the music. And so she works and does that, and we have a new structure and a new thing coming up for the show, and it's taking off too. So,
that's awesome.
and I'm kind of like a little producer, a sound guy, if you will, for the show. So it keeps me busy doing that, and then the editing and everything else for the videos, and so it keeps us busy.
Yeah.
And of course, my kids are here too. I've got three kids, and between everything, you have 3 or 4 different full-time jobs. At that
Yeah, you're staying busy for sure.
We really are.
Just a reminder, everybody, we do have a microphone here. If you guys have any suggestions, questions, comments, you can jump on this mic and we'll add you to the recording here. I've got you pulled up on YouTube, and I don't know how much content you got here, but is there a song on here that you'd like to let our listeners?
There is a new song that just came out this Friday. It's "I'll Still Be Here" is the first single off of the album we recorded last year.
You see it on this?
Don't know if it's actually on YouTube. I haven't looked at that. I know it's on Spotify with everything else.
You want to kind of thumb through there?
Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
I don't have the Spotify paid account, so usually whenever you direct me to a Spotify link, I get somebody else. It's very frustrating.
I hate bringing up Spotify all the time.
But, I hate them.
That's still, I don't know why it's just the industry standard.
I think it should be Bandcamp. Bandcamp should be the industry standard.
A Bandcamp's a pretty good one, I'll be honest.
Well, it's a great way to get paid, too.
Yeah, here it is.
This one here?
Yeah, that's the one.
This is I'll Still Be Here, right after this ad by Vistaprint, who you don't need anymore because we've got Dylan Press, a local group that prints everything. Brochures, T-shirts, whatever.
Yeah.
Nice little plug. Here we go.
I'll still be here when you turn back around. Won't worry about searching where I can be found, where the shadows they follow. Well, I'd start to fear. Let's come to our senses, 'cause I'll still be here. Here where it's pouring, where the cold stops the tears. Oh, I'll still be here, and I'll still be here. Winters have gone by since we've both been near. Don't know why you're hiding, don't know why you're scared. You don't know how it's hurting, it's more than we can bear. Riding fences, 'cause I'll still be here. Here where it's pouring, where the cold stops the tears. Oh, I'll still be here, oh, I'll still be here. Tears, here when the time storm comes, sweet love will appear. Oh, I'll still be here. Oh, I'll still be here. Oh, I'll still be here.
Who did all the behind the scenes work? What studio did you have that mastered at? Because that is beautiful. You did great too, but I just want to know where you had it made at.
Thank you for that. That is Mr. Greg White out of SG Studios. So shameless plug for Mr. Greg, and he is great. And so it was we did something a little bit different. Most studios around here, they schedule a day, they knock out. It's like, hey, let's get these 3 songs done. Let's get 3 or 4. We're ready, and then you just come back and you just do your vocals. We took a few days and actually kind of plotted this course of what we were going to do. And Greg is a creative himself, and so it got that. Those juices flowing with it.
All the juices.
All the juices were flowing, y'all. And it was a really cool experience to do that and just kind of get my voice out there to do what I wanted to actually do with it. And a great team of guys, the session guys that came in there and helped me out with all that stuff too. To get the music all put together. So
when did that one drop?
That was just Friday, this last Friday.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
thank you.
And people can already find it on Spotify and everything else.
It's everywhere. Yeah.
It's on Bandcamp.
Apple Music. Bandcamp I have not got into just yet. I'm going to have
Bandcamp's
to.
cool.
I'm telling you. Yeah, it's
Because it prompts them to like, hey, do you want to leave the artist a tip? Like you can download this song, but you can also pay the artist.
Well, I have a website. It's at bronsonlouis.com.
Okay.
It's everything
Set
is
up
there.
like that.
The full album is available there too. So we did things a little bit different. We had a sit down with Shane from the ranch, Shane Hollinger, and that sit down, it was him, and I had briefly met Mark Phillips, the 92-1 of a competition that we won over the summer of last year, a songwriters competition. But these radios, and they were designed for the artist to put their music out. The radios were the ones that were promoting you, getting you out there and getting your name, just sent out to everybody as they possibly can. Today's generation is, the downloads, the streams, and people, these artists will come out with a song and just immediately put it straight out onto the streaming platforms and just kind of sits there like this limbo kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we did things differently. That song has been playing for about a month now on other radio stations. It just released on the streaming platforms just Friday.
Awesome.
And so for that reason,
I'm always interested to hear everybody's methodology for the rollout because everybody does it just a little bit different,
And we're trying this out. We don't know if it's going to work or not.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. We're against the norms, and so we're cutting against the grain, I guess you'd say. And it's just a trial and error. I mean, again, I'm new with this. I looked at the rollout for this song, and there's probably some things I'm going to tweak for the next one that's going to be coming out. I don't know. It's just a learning experience. I'm here for the ride. I'm just figuring it all out as we go.
Amen. All of us are. Any interesting stages you've played lately?
Interesting stages. I have to look over at my manager over here. It's my wife.
Can we get your manager on the mic?
She loves being on the mic.
She's no stranger to the mic.
She is no stranger to the mic. No, I played a lot of different stages. I played for charity events. Wings of Hope is one of them out in the Stockyards, and they that's where they host it. They're out of Burleson. It's an equine therapy.
Okay.
They've had us on stage, been sharing stage. We did the album release party at Birdie's stage, and that was with Roger Delaney, is the friend I was telling you about. And he's a musician himself. He's got a cool band that back me up, and
Nice.
I back them up every now and then. Played as far as Terlingua, the Starlight.
Oh,
and played, so
dude.
I'm telling you, it's like
That was the answer right there. You played at Starlight. For those of you that don't know, Starlight Theater is a rad little location down in Terlingua, Texas. Look that up on a map if you don't know where that's at. Come on over here. Come use this
that's
microphone.
right.
She doesn't want to use the
She mentioned
microphone?
PNC Plaza. We played at PNC Plaza over. It was Black Friday. It was for the Stars game, and that's a
It was
cool
so much
spot.
better if you're on the mic. I'm just saying.
It would be so much better if we heard you on the mic.
What is she being bashful about? How often does she release an episode? Once a week?
So we're changing the format out.
Yeah.
It is going to be. I think it is going to be like once a week or so when these episodes are going to be rolling out for Banded. Yeah. And so, I mean, again, we're in this pre-production era right now and working it all out. But yeah, there's a bunch of cool stages and always, looking for some new spots to play.
Yeah.
There's been some places you go in there and you're like, oh man, it's like I don't know if anyone's gonna like what I'm gonna do. And I played at a place where it was a little spot out in Bridgeport, and I think I sold like 5 or 6 T-shirts that night. And then
that's a good night.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, the tips were well. A guy had paid me $100. I had to look up a Garth Brooks song I didn't know. He wanted a Garth Brooks tune, so hey, someone gives you $100, you're gonna figure out how to play a Garth Brooks tune.
So what did you do? Just take a minute, listen to it, and like, okay, I think I got it.
I had to. I had to take a minute, listen to it. I think I did. What was another tune? I don't know who actually sings it. I'm gonna get roasted for this. I'm having a brain fart. The old Navajo rug. Who's the one that does that?
Anybody in the audience?
I think someone will probably know. Is it Jerry Jeff Walker? Yeah, the old Navajo rug. And
It's probably been sang by a few people.
I've heard it all the time, and I was like, I don't know how to even get this song started. I had to do that one too. And the guy was like, you did a damn good job at that song. So I'm like, oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, that's a good thing about, everybody understands another artist covering another artist. Mm-hmm. There's going to be some differences, right?
Yeah,
it's not going to be, you're not playing it out of a jukebox.
And maybe a little speed bumps along the way.
How much does somebody have to tip you to play Freebird? Like the full thing, solo?
I've got to have a lead guy with me in order to do that. Because it's not going to be the same. So
that's an exciting thing to watch somebody do a cover of.
Oh yeah,
it's also a great joke too when somebody's on stage like play Freebird.
Oh man,
damn you!
You kind of want to ask them how much they've been drinking for them to come up to you and request that in the first place, but. No, there's definitely a place for some good requests, and I'll take requests every now and then. But what I'm focusing more on is getting the original music out there and making this transition into shorter sets. A lot of times they want you to book for like 3 hours. These little places. We've been doing them now. We've been going to smaller venues or bigger stages and doing just a 2-hour set or even just an opening slot for someone. And that way I can fill it up with my original music, and someone's there to listen to that instead of a Freebird cover. So, and don't get me wrong, like the covers that I do are nice, and it gets that hook in there where people want to listen, and then you hit them with one of those original tunes. And it has happened several times. Someone come over and they show me their Shazam. They're like, I tried figuring out like who played this tune, or no, it was during like my set breaks. Every now and then, I've got a bunch of local artists on like a little playlist. It's called Sounds Like Home, and those go on rotation. My songs are in there as well. I have to plug myself a little bit, but they'll listen to it and they hear that Shazam. They come back and it's like, I didn't know who played this song, and I looked it up and it was actually one of yours. It's like, have you played that one yet? It's like, no, but I will if you want to. You hear the live version of it, and that makes me feel pretty good. Is that they're looking at like who does this and where can I add this or how is that? So the followers on Spotify have been great, and Apple Music is. I keep saying Spot. We got to get the S word out of here.
Yeah. Well, and unfortunately, it's just watch any documentary on how the industry has steamrolled over musicians since the dawn of music. Mm-hmm. Whether it was on an 8-track or on a streaming service, it's always been, how can I get more money out of this kid?
I read something. It was a comment on another post that someone had made, and when you see something, you go through the comments because sometimes the comments are even better.
Oh yeah, the comments is where it's at. Yeah.
But there was a guy in there. And it was about a band that has been taken advantage of from a venue that recorded their live set without them knowing and had posted it on Spotify. So they've been getting royalties for years off of this.
Where are you at, BMI?
Right. And so, of course, the venue owner was saying that this is my venue. I can do whatever I want, blah, blah, blah. In any case, the comment that I read was a guy that I've been doing this for 36 years, some guy was saying. And whenever I first got into business, someone told me that if you're not being ripped off, you're not doing something right in the business.
Right.
And I was like, that is harsh reality to think about. And it is. It's a cutthroat business out here. It's like, well, why did I ever get into it? And you kind of ask yourself. But there's going to be people that are going to cut you, or they're going to try to rip you off at some point. or they're trying to do exactly what you do, or just bad mouth or anything else. It's all out there.
Yeah.
It's so toxic, but that's why I'm so thankful to know some really great musicians in the area that aren't that, and like we're helping each other amongst this spot. And again, another great thing about Fort Worth is like we're the little guys still, and we're all helping each other out with all this stuff. You're never going to get on top if you're going to put somebody on the bottom in the first place. So.
Yeah, I bring this up almost every single time we have an artist on the podcast, but the collaboration in Fort Worth is just unparalleled, and you got folks out there like Tom Martin's at here Fort Worth, just doing the Lord's work, baby. Just bringing folks out, connecting artists, doing educational sets, making sure that they've got the tools to succeed, and just bringing everybody together in one space. And at the same time supporting, local businesses. So we need more people like that. And there's a lot of them. You know, there's other people like, Sean Russell's been a big influence in the Fort Worth music community and done everything he can to strengthen that. And
I know somebody, Destiny Ray, who does the same thing.
Yeah,
she does some really great stuff. So
we can't get her on the mic though, so I don't even know if I can believe you.
I don't know.
She's just not having it, man.
She says it's not the Destiny show tonight.
I was hoping if I talk enough crap, maybe we could lure her over here. Is it working? Oh yeah. So let's hear it for Destiny Ray, everybody. Big round of applause. All right, I don't have to coach you. You know how a mic works.
No, truly. You just brought up small businesses and that collaboration, and I do think that that's something missing in our community. I think we were losing it even pre-COVID, but during COVID, we really lost it, and now we are kind of in this in-between where people are searching for it, and all the things that you're doing is going to help mold together the community, small businesses, and then you just got a perk where you add in the entertainment side. You add in the local arts, the musicians.
Are you talking about what we're doing at Fort Worth Roots?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, you're doing the same thing, by the way.
I do try to do the same thing. The idea is to come through and collaborate to help people. And one big thing that we've really struggled with from the get-go, and I think it's common for all small businesses. I don't think it's just specific to singer-songwriters.
Right.
But we're sitting this weird place of competition instead of collaboration.
I do see that because I one of the things that I do for a local business, shout out to Hoppin Fort Worth. Every Wednesday, I go around and I talk to different businesses and see what we can do to collaborate to work together and try to all ships rise with the tide, right?
Yeah.
And some people are super on board, and then other people are like, "Why are you talking
weird.
to me?"
It's so weird. I'm like, wait a second.
It's
we can climb the mountain together, y'all. We can reach success by helping one another, not throwing the other one
It's
down.
that Ricky Bobby thing. You're either first or you're last, baby. If you smell something crispy during the race, that's not my tailpipes.
It's true.
It's a little shake and bake.
I mean, I think that was, I can't speak for Bronson, but I do think that is a constant struggle that I've heard from multiple singer-songwriters, multiple musicians or entertainers, because there are differences. But the number one thing that is constantly spoken about is I don't have support. Yeah. I constantly have to be watching my back, whether it's undercutting, whether it's tip sharing, whether it's venues not wanting you to perform or play at other venues, whether it's people that are just like, oh man, he's better than me, so I can't be his friend, or oh, she's doing this and I can't love on her. But if we could just come together and really help collaborate and grow, we could all reach that success no matter where it is. We can do shout outs. I could say, hey, man, Andrew has this great place for local songwriters to go to. Check out Fort Worth Roots. Here's what he's doing.
Thank you.
Hey, this is what's happening out in the Parker County District or with Official Banded. We all have different skills that we could be growing together. And I think that's one thing that we've really pushed through in the community.
Yeah.
And through a lot of restless nights, there's moments where we're like, man, are we just not, I don't know, likable, or are we rubbing people the wrong way? But the fact is, I think you have to lead by example. And if you can continue to lead by example and be someone like Bronson, where he is so welcoming, he's constantly throwing out shout outs to other artists, venues. I'm telling you, he does this playlist I adore about him. It's called Fort Worth, Home of Fort Worth.
Sounds
just
like
talking
home.
about it,
Sounds
right?
Sounds of Home.
I need to get back on
And
there because there's
but
so
he
much new
does.
stuff. Yeah.
Every time this man takes a break on stage, any stage he's at, he puts on other local artists.
Yeah.
And he shouts out artists like Question Beggar. They're not in the same genre. I can't even think of all the Dustin Manega.
Yeah. Well, Dustin Brown
Roger
just had a song come
Delaney,
out called "Burn."
Dustin
and so
Brown.
someone heard it. They're like, "Is that Cole?" No, that's not Cole. That's Dustin Brown. That's
He
like, he's right here.
supports the ones that are here.
Yeah.
He supports the people that are in the same position he is, just trying to do something amazing, hoping people are listening.
I love that.
And how simple is it as an artist for you to throw up a playlist of other songwriters in the area?
That's effective. I feel like that's pretty effective. I do that with the Amplify 817. I'll go on their website, and it's an excellent list of local musicians.
I
You
love
can get
that.
on there, find a playlist, play it, and I'll do that in between. We got something going on. I don't want any dead air at a show. I go straight to Amplify 817.
Love it.
Had a booth set up out there at Arts Goggle this year, and we had the big old one of those speakers, and its little brother pointed out towards the crowd, and we just we DJ'd a little bit, and we played Amplify 817 music all day, and then in between songs we would say, "Hey, that was JOE, that's Brewed Up, and you can find it on Amplify
Love
817." So we're fighting the same fight. Where can people find your podcast?
So Official Banded right now is going through a little bit of a transition. We brought our stuff to a full film broadcasting studio. But
What's the name of that one?
It's the Launch Box.
All right. Shout out to the Launch Box.
with Dave and Jen. And one thing that we're trying to transition to is the multiple radio side. So we work with NTX Radio. We're working with Real Texas Radio. I'm a little bold, and I'm just going to take it straight to Shane and be like, "Hey, Shane, this is what we got for you." Hopefully we can get it on 95.9 one day or something a little bit bigger. But the idea is to support local singer-songwriters, learn about their journey and their concept, but we tie it into a nonprofit.
Okay.
To
Love
bring
that.
awareness,
Yep.
whether it is the homeless, a food pantry, Wings of Hope.
Yeah.
We're trying to bring in that, and then we're bringing in a local small business sponsor that believes in all the things we believe in.
Excellent.
So it's mass collaboration, and we focus on the original side, and we focus on, I think, things that people want to hear. We can all write good music. We can all throw it up on social media and have a perfect vacation post. But when you get to know people and what they stand for, like this, where you're at right now, McFly's, you get to know about a dive bar that has been around for quite a while.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, there's new people in here tonight. All the new people who've never been here, say what?
All right. Yeah.
And when you can
Most of the
bring
room.
in new people to a place that has been around the community of Sampson Park, that's winning.
Yeah. 100%.
And there's a reason why you're meant to be here and choosing this location versus, the million other places everybody knows about.
Yeah. I'd consider Cheesecake Factory, but they were like,
Yeah, maybe not.
did you have reservations? So anyway, it didn't work out. But I love what you're doing. Thank you so much.
Well,
And
thank you.
Listen, if you ever need a co-host or a guest on the show or something, you just
Yeah.
let me know because
Let's make it happen.
I'd love to collaborate. That sounds great.
Absolutely, yeah. We're on YouTube. We go through the radio stations as well as social media platforms, kind of similar to where you're at. And it's all about just bringing those connections. So we'll have to do a festival or something.
Well, let's not forget about each other. Let's do some work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Well,
absolutely.
thank
So
you.
my people will call your people.
We'll have our people connect.
Well, you're the producer, so I'll probably be talking to you.
That's a David.
You don't
thing.
mess with the schedule, huh?
And David's a mastermind behind it all. I just run the sound.
Yeah.
I try to run a little bit.
Well, what's next for you, man? What are you planning on any other big projects? Any collaborations? Are you hunting for a residency?
Not really a hunt for. Oh yeah, that mic's still on. I think. Not really a hunting for a residency. I like to spread out. I like to go to these out of town places, and that's what we're doing. We're traveling a lot. We're going back to Terralingua again during the Chili Fest. During the Dia de los Muertos out there.
I think that's their biggest event, right?
It's going to be so much fun. Getting at the Starlight, Boathouse is another place.
When
we
is
like.
that?
That's in October.
Okay.
The third. This last weekend of October, I was out there. So October 30, like around the Halloween times in the area, which is going to be great. We were there in late May, early June, and it was the last show of that week because it was June was coming up, and like almost the whole town shuts down in June because it's their hottest month out of the year. I didn't really know that.
Well, yeah, and there's nothing planned, right? Mm-mm. So there's no reason to have anything open.
That's right. Pretty
just
much.
Just hide. We're going out there third week of April to Big Bend National Park, provided it's still open and staffed. Mm-hmm. But regardless, we will be going to Terlingua. We're going to stay in one of those dome thingies. And I love Terlingua.
Yeah, you have a great time out there.
I love it, man.
It's awesome.
And disconnect, too. Like, don't even touch your cell phone because odds are you can't get a signal anyway.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. We were on the state park side over at the Barton.
Which is also beautiful. I haven't been into it, but I did go to the office.
Yeah, the Texas State Park side is much more rural than the National Park side.
Really?
Is. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's intense out there. So even I was like, okay, we're going to be out here, and I'm just hoping and praying nothing happens to the truck. I don't know how I'm going to get a hold of anybody if something was to happen. So.
The coolest thing that I know about that park right now is that they've got natural spring water out of these different stations, and it's just throughout the park, and they just run all day.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And so as long as you have something to contain water in, you're good. Yeah. Whereas at the national park, you better be packing some water.
We have our filter with us too. I always like to filter our water. We try to.
Yeah. Well, and that's not unwise because the water coming out of the ground is heavy with minerals, which is fine. If you're going to have a glass or two.
Yeah.
If you're chugging gallons of it.
It's the same way out in San Marcos and the San Marcos River, we're out there and you can drink that water. It's very clear, very, very perfect water to have out. But again, it's like I'm not going to be out there just filling up water bottles. For drinking water, but
working on your next kidney stone.
Yeah, something like that. But might be seeing something. But no, we're going to be traveling. I've still got new music in the works, and I'm ready to do something bigger next time. And we're at this point. You never want to be complacent. You always want to keep growing.
For sure.
And so that's where it is. But I just go with the flow, man. I just like where I'm going to be at is where I'm meant to be in the first place. Yeah, it's
love that. Where can people find all your content? Let's make sure we plug that real hard.
It's easy to find me. Just bronsonlouis.com, and it's got links.
Louis.
Louis. It's spelled the same way that St. Louis spells their name. So Missouri. But it's that's an easy way to find all the links for everything. It's just a one-stop shop. But it's. I would direct them to the website.
Excellent. Bronson, can we get you back on the show sometime?
I would love to be back on the show.
Yeah.
I like the banter, and I hope to get Destiny back more on the mic. And all three. I love it. I got to do it. She's looking over.
Well, folks, we're going to do a cash drawing here just in a minute. If you haven't filled out a ticket and put it in the cup yet, you just need to put your name and your email on there. I'll be adding you to our email list so I can let you know about events like this. I will not share your data with anybody else, but just put your name, email on there, and drop it in that cup, and we're going to give out a cash prize here in just a minute.
Yeah.
Bronson is about to hop on stage and play some tunes for you folks. Before we get out of here, we always open up the mic to the audience. So if you have a business, if you're a musician and you want people to follow you on social media or anything like that, the mic is open for you, but you got to come up here right now. Anybody? All right.
No
Moving right on. Bronson, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, Andrew.
And we're looking forward to seeing you progress and getting you back on the show soon, okay?
Thank you. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for being here tonight at McFly's Pub. And we will be right back here next Tuesday for another guest. Follow us on social media to see what's going on. Fort Worth Roots on everything. All right, folks. Let's get to the music.
Restitution, nothing catered to. Can't have enough your liking. No words I say come true. Spitting all that anger, just to let it all let out. Can't help to go and ask her what the hell we're fighting about. This cup is overflowing. People keep sipping every drop. Feeling like we're drowning, we won't let it reach the top. The worst of all my fears just keep railing so damn long, it's been bad for 3 years. The smashes and their memories, like the pictures in the night, like the headlights passing by me, and then fading out of sight. Yeah, we breathe this burning, but the fire still rages on. The train we're on keeps rolling, it goes faster till it's gone. The worst of all my fears just keep reeling through my head. Can't recall what it was then. On words I left unsaid, she said. Depression comes to the surface, and it takes all that we've got. It's a broken, lonely carcass, it leads us right back to the start. And blue eyes filled with sadness, into weather unshed souls. In the arms of smoky bedside, is all we've come to know. Ooh, thank you. I think I need a little bit more volume. Thank you again. We've been talking for a minute. Y'all know who I am. My name is Bronson Louis, and these are some tunes of mine that we're going to be doing. How long do I play, Mr. Andrew? Do I just keep going?
We've got the stage until 7, but you do whatever you want.
Oh, man, I can do whatever I want. I'll wait until Adrian comes popping in here, and then he'll kick me off. This is one of the first songs I've ever written. I performed this the other night, and I think it was the first time Mr. Joey got to hear it. And Mr. Brad got to hear it too. I think it was the first time you've heard me perform. Oh, wow, you're in for a treat. Twice within a week. This is a song that I wrote is about the first time I made love and what you're willing to give up when you've fallen in love. Your skin so soft speaks to me. How you move it so heavily. Now I feel drunk on all your ways. The most precious to me, but no time to pay. I'm a lucky man to have a few friends. Think I'm the most that you came over. When we kiss, my world's on by. Now stay at home with you on this happiest day. Seeing you in this life, smile. To the world, your colors shine, shine, girl. Oh, the pictures you paint with me, the most beautiful sight. And I'm a lucky man to have a few friends. Thank God the most that you came around. When we kiss, my world's on fire. Now stay at home with you on this happiest hour. I'm a lucky man to have a few friends. Think God the most that you came around. When we kiss, my world's on fire. And stay at home with you on this happiest hour. Oh, this happiest of lives. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
We do this is the drawing real quick.
Yeah, we did the drawing.
All right, so if you got your name in here, we're gonna draw it real quick. Make sure I tossed it around good. All right, reach in there, pick out one. No peeking, no peeking. Our cast drawing winner tonight is.
It's gonna be a Mr. Jimmy Williams.
Can we get Jimmy Williams up here?
I think Jimmy Williams is on a winning streak. I believe so. Here's that. If you need proof of it.
Thank you. Here you go, Jimmy. There's your money. Thank you.
That's right. Your tab is on Fort Worth Roots tonight.
Woo! I don't know about that. All right, a big thank you to Bronson and everybody he brought out. He's got a great group of folks. That was a hell of a turnout. Thank y'all for being out at McFly's. We do it every Tuesday, and you guys are welcome to come join us. Next week, we got Creedle back, a cover band that covers Creed, Nickelback, songs like that, bands like that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Sounds a little off to me whenever I first heard about them, but, man, these guys are a lot of fun, and they draw a hell of a crowd. So it's going to be a good time. Fort Worth Roots is going to provide pizza. We're going to have an audience mic so that the audience can get involved. If you're a musician, an author, a business owner, anything, you got something to plug. When we get done with the interview portion of the recording, we'll invite you all up to get on mic and tell us a little bit about what you got going on. It's one of the perks of joining us on Tuesday nights out at McFly's. Starts at 5 o'clock. There's no cover. Come see us. All right. Again, thank you, Bronson Louis and your friends. You guys are awesome. Let's get into these sponsors real quick. You can find all of our sponsors' information at fortworthroots.com. I keep telling you guys that there's going to be an update to that website. It's coming. I got to get over to Purple Web Consulting and put those finishing touches on it with them, and then we'll be good to go. All right, but yeah, you can go to fortworthroots.com, hit that Trusted Sponsors tab, and find all of these badasses right there, putting Fort Worth dollars back in Fort Worth pockets. Donovan Manufacturing, a new sponsor. They got night vision, thermal, machine gun rentals, AR-15 parts, classes, and more. I love saying that. Also, under the same umbrella, get all of your print needs through our friends. Banners, vehicle wraps, business cards, brochures, T-shirts, and anything else you might need. Tell them you heard about it on Fort Worth Roots. He's already printing all of our brochures and business cards, so we know he does a great job. You can find information on the print shop on Facebook at Dylan-Press. Also, you can just email him at dylan@dylan-press.com. Purple Web Consulting, putting together the Fort Worth Roots new website. You can go to purplewebconsulting.com, website design and hosting, e-commerce integration, digital strategy, and consulting. Get him on the phone at 817-629-6069. Making modern business tools accessible to the small business owner so they can compete with the big dogs. Fort Worth Float Company, we've been doing this cold plunge out there, and I really love it. And I missed a few days this week, and I can tell, like, a little bit of inflammation here and there, a little soreness, whatnot. I can tell that I haven't been taking my medicine. But the cold plunge, 5 minutes in 40-degree water, really has made a big difference in my day. They do more than that, though. They do deprivation tanks, float tanks, and that's a great way to relax and just decompress, take a break. Check them out on Instagram as FW Float Company. Let's see here. What else? Yeah. Hoppin, Weisenberger Street, Fort Worth, Texas. No more waiting for the bartender. Simply walk up to the wall of taps, scan your armband, and enjoy. This place charges you by the ounce. It's a great place to unwind for your next big event. Find them on Instagram as Hoppin FWTX. Have a Fort Worth event coming up. Call during our recording window and let us share it with the city. Yeah, we do the morning show out there, Monday through Thursday at 8 a.m. We release those to you so that you can get them on your way to work. Davis Team, look no further than our friends at Davis Team for all of your property needs. They have already sold 2 homes for us at Fort Worth Roots and helped us find and close on the most recent home purchase. We wouldn't have accepted any other offer of sponsorship from a realtor in Fort Worth because in the back of our minds we would have always known the best was still out there. No commitment necessary. If you have questions about property, then visit them online, yourdavesteam.com, or give them a call, 817-755-0504. Galaxy Wilderness Disc Golf. Our homie Joe started this thing up so that people could enjoy themselves outdoors. He'll set up an entire disc golf course for you. He's also got night baskets with LEDs and glow-in-the-dark discs. So check this out online, galaxywildernessdg@gmail.com or galaxywildernessdg.com. Dedicated to promoting disc golf to the masses for its health benefits through outdoor therapy. The Body Scrubbery on Instagram as The Body Scrubbery. Online, it's www.thebodyscrubbery.com. Get up by phone, 925-808-8222. A boutique and unique spa experience. Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Luxury foot spa, full scrubs, infrared, heat wraps, massage, bubble tub, mud wraps, facials, couples packages, and small group parties. Boulevard Brew, great coffee in a rad little space just outside of Fort Worth on River Oaks Boulevard. Cozy little bar scene in the back with a new home for local musicians. Give these guys a try next time you're in the area for some coffee, or you just need a great place to chill, 5406 River Oaks Boulevard. And you can get them online at boulevardbrew.com. Eaton Data Solutions. Internet pirates are out there doing filthy things, trying to steal your data. Eaton Data Solutions will come in and identify areas of vulnerability, and his team will help you close those gaps. Do it before it becomes a big problem, because they're doing it to small and medium-sized businesses now. Blink of an eye, all of your data gone. Payroll, taxes, everything just gone. EatonDataSolutions.com and schedule your appointment. Roofing Solutions by Darren Houck. It got windy. It messed up some roofs. This guy is our number one most trusted sponsor when it comes to roofing. And they will take great care of you. They've been doing it for a very long time, and they have the best rating for a roofer in the DFW area. Find them online at roofingsolutionsHouck.com, 817-882-6520. They'll also offer you a 50% discount by mentioning Fort Worth Roots on a roofing tune-up. McFly's Pub, 6104 LTJG Barnett Road, 1980s Back to the Future themed bar with an excellent outdoor patio, complete with fire pit and room for your fur baby. Daily drink specials and fun activities almost every day of the week. See what's new at McFly's on their Instagram page at McFly's Pub. Tres Amigos Tacos and Tequila. Get them online at TresAmigosTacosandTequila.com. Chef Sandy brings a fresh perspective and culinary expertise to Tres Amigos, continuing the spirit of female-led entrepreneurship and the culinary excellence that Chef Paul was known for. 909 West Magnolia Avenue, and I always get the shrimp tacos. Give them a go, man. Tres Amigos Tacos and Tequila. Cloudland Recording Studios, cloudlandrecordingstudio.com. Cloudland Recording Studio is an analog and digital recording studio located at the heart of Fort Worth. That's our boy Joe Tacky, doing great things, doing the Lord's work, really. Find them again online at cloudlandrecordingstudios.com. Baez Maintenance Services, baezmaintenance.com, 817-528-3056. BMS is family-owned and operated, providing professional commercial cleaning services to establishments throughout DFW with client satisfaction. Let me start that sentence over again. With client satisfaction as a primary goal, high-quality maintenance is available as frequently as requested. This includes a 24-hour support system with a guaranteed quick response. Since our beginning in 2017, there's only been one major goal here at BMS: customer satisfaction. Check them out online, baezmaintenance.com or 817-528-3056. Again, you can find information on all of our sponsors on our website, whether it's the old rusty website that we got up now or the new one, hopefully here in the next couple of days, put together by Purple Web Consulting. You can go to the Trusted Sponsors tab at fortworthroots.com and find all of the awesome people helping us keep this thing going. If you're interested in working with Fort Worth Roots, if you think you'd be a great guest on the show, or for any other reason, just email us, media@fortworthroots.com. We're just here to help connect the community, and we're always burning it at both ends, trying to do cool stuff for you folks. Listen to me. Thank you for listening to the show. Thank you every time you share a post, come to an event, or do anything that helps us move the needle forward. Very grateful, and it's not lost on me that I can't keep doing this if you don't keep listening. So thank you. Tell a friend about it if you would. If you ever want to be on the show, man, hit me up. You can always do the morning show with the call-in. Take an audio recording of your upcoming event and send it in to us, media@fortworthroots.com, and we will gladly play it at least once, maybe like a dozen times. All right, that's enough talking out of me, guys. Thank y'all so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Peace!